Bonjour everyone, how are we? It's been a while, about a month I think actually. So that's quite a long time since I did my last video. I'm pretty sure I remember saying that it was going to be the 1st of October tomorrow, which means obviously I did it on the 30th of November. And little did I know at that point what an absolute shit October was going to be. I have quite honestly never experienced a month like October has just been in my whole life. It was like the universe was punching me in the gut on a daily basis. I won't go into details about all the things that happened, but it was literally the 1st of October, the day after I made the last video. I had some of like the worst news I could ever have. Won't go into details about it, but it was horrible. And the consequence of that was that most of October was just shit. But on top of that, I also ended up at A&E with a really bad stomach pain, like something I've never felt before. And to be fair, I've given birth. But this was very painful. I literally thought I'd burst something. Ended up being an infection. They thought it was kidney stones at first, but it ended up being an infection. And I was in pain for about 4 days, I think. So that was nice. I kept on working and everything because, you know, you got to pay the bills. But yeah, it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best 4 days of my life. And then on top of that, I had, again, I won't go into detail, but what could only be a bit of a change of circumstances. How can I describe it to you? I'll just go on to say that somebody who'd been in my life for a while now ended up not being the person that I thought he was. Consequently, he's not in my life anymore. And to be fair, although whenever someone that's been in your life for quite a chunk of time disappears from your life, it can have an effect on you because suddenly, you know, oh, look, the sun's come out. Suddenly your life changes. I also know that it's the very best thing that could happen to me. So yeah, that was an interesting time. I don't have any negative thoughts about the situation or anything because I've learned a huge amount from it. You know, sometimes shit happens and you just sort of look to the universe and just you question it and you think, why me? And what the hell? And what have I done in life to deserve this? And all those other things. You literally beat yourself up. But when you actually stop and think about it, 9 times out of 10, the shit that you have to go through is something that you just have to go through because there is always something to be learnt. Well, that seems to be the case in my story, in my life. Every shit thing that's ever happened to me, I've always learnt something from it. One other thing I have discovered, and this is a really good lesson and one that nobody will listen to because I never listened to it myself, but through my life, I have always said my gut instinct's always been right. But yet there are situations whereby my gut instinct is screaming at me and I still go on to ignore it. I'd like to think that from here on in, if my gut instinct even just gives me a tiny little signal that something's not right, I will hear it and I will pay attention. Whether I will or not, I don't know. I have to test it, don't I? But I'd like to think that I would listen because that's been another lesson that I've had to learn. So it was what it was. I don't see it as being a waste of my time or anything. I'm just not sitting here in a negative space about it whatsoever because I have learned some really valuable lessons from it, which I would never have had if it wasn't for that period of my time in my life. So yeah, it's just onwards and upwards now. It's crack on, get on with life. And yeah, and just hope that now we're in November. God, look at the lines. I mean, honestly, it's been raining all morning. I sit down and decide to do a video and the flipping sun comes out and now we've got all this going on and I can't see. Yes, hopefully November is going to be all right, but we will see one day at a time and all that jazz. What else can I tell you? The market. So October, well, it's been shit at the market as well. But not just for me, for everybody. There's been a real noticeable dip in sales. Whether it's just because it's the time of year and people aren't spending because they know it's in a minute they're going to have to start spending a lot of money because it's nearly Christmas and there's presents to be bought, or whether it's the cost of living problem that's constantly being put in our face on the news. In fact, I don't watch the news anymore, so I'm assuming it's still on the news. I don't know, maybe it isn't. But the fear that the media put into every single person on the planet about the cost of living. I mean, I'm not saying it's not a real thing. Obviously, things are more expensive now. Whether it's that or whether it's just something else, maybe it's just that everyone is now buying online and not wanting to support local independent traders, shops, etc. I don't know what the reason is, but it's been very noticeable. So not just for me, but for everyone. But hopefully it'll pick up sometime soon. So something to look forward to, I suppose. What else? Oh, I know what I'm going to tell you. I need something to show you because this is very exciting. Now then, October was a shit month. I've told you. I've had shit times in my life. We all have. There's no way you could have made it through your life without having shit happen. This month in particular really had me, it got me to the stage actually, because something else happened on the 1st of November as well, which I'm also not going to talk about, but that was really upsetting. And I, for a moment, just thought, oh my God, I don't even think I'm going to get out of bed tomorrow, because I literally, well, it's not that. I got to a point where I thought, right, well, obviously this is just going to continue to be a daily occurrence, something. What will tomorrow bring? But touch wood, since the 1st of November, when I had that other upsetting news, everything's been okay. But I did sit there on the 2nd of November and think, right, do you know what? I have been through shit in my life. But the one thing that I always manage to do is get myself up and become a stronger person. Because I suppose I look for the lessons, and I do. If something really bad happens, I mean, there's some things that you can't do this with, like, I don't want to go into too much detail about what happened at the start of the month, so I won't bring it up. But there are a lot of things, when stuff happens, there are actually lessons to be learned. And if you are prepared to learn from them, then it makes you a stronger person. And that's what I'm like. I don't find it easy, but I find a way to keep going, because whatever else in life, the world keeps turning and you have got to go with it. So throughout my life, if shit had happened, I've always picked myself up and I've got on. This October, in all honesty, was the first time in my life, which is why I know it's been the shittiest year, the shittiest month I'm sure I've ever had in my life. It was the one time when my ability to be able to get up and get on and keep moving forward was really tested. And I was laying in bed on the 2nd of November and I thought, do you know what? I'm going to do something. It's completely random to me. I'm going to do something so that I will always be able to remind my own self that no matter what happens, I've literally got it. I want something that I can just look at and know that no matter what I may be going through, it will be fine. I will come out the other side of it, because I literally always do. And so what I decided to do was design a tattoo. Now, admittedly, I have gone through life. I don't want to be a bit of a hypocrite here. What can I say? When I was 21, I wanted to get a tattoo. But everyone seemed to be doing it, so I didn't get one. And I got my belly button pierced instead, which was ridiculous because I've literally never had a flat enough stomach for a belly button piercing ever. So that was a complete and utter waste of money. I haven't worn a belly button probably since about a week after I had it done, in all honesty. But I also knew that at some point in my life, I might still get a tattoo. But if I was to do it, it was going to be something that really meant something to me. I always had it in the back of my mind, and I've not got any tattoos because I've never ever felt the need or the want or seen something or had something come to mind that I thought, right, well, I'm going to do that. And to be fair, if I see some people with tattoos, I just think, my God, why would you do that to yourself? Well, you know, why? Each to their own. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with it. But to me, if a tattoo's got a meaning behind it or a story, then I do appreciate it. And if the artwork is really good, then I do appreciate a good tattoo. And so I've decided to get one. And I've designed one. but there is a bit of a problem with it. Out of nowhere, I just thought, I want to have a phoenix, because obviously the phoenix, the bird, is all about rebirth, and the phoenix rises from the ashes. And I thought that just sums up what October's meant to me. It just struggles in general. So anyway, I've done this picture, and admittedly, I found this bird on the internet, so I've sort of changed it a little bit. But you've got the phoenix here, and you've got the tails. He's just risen from the ashes, so he's been reborn, stronger again, whatever. And I've got some mountains down here which represent the struggles in life in general. And so I'm thinking that I'll have these sort of in a darker colour, and then the bird in maybe oranges and red, and then this sort of sunrise, sunset, whatever, this sun behind it. So, you know, pretty cliche, but from the dark into the light, I suppose. And I drew this, and I thought that is absolutely what I want to have. And I wanted the tattoo, or I do want the tattoo on my wrist. But the problem I've got is that my wrists are pathetic. So now, if I was to put that on there, I don't know if you can see, but my wrists clearly are not going to be big enough for this tattoo, because there is going to be some sort of detail in it, like the beak and this sort of bit here, the claws and stuff. And I have read that tattoos over time can bleed into each other, which I'm assuming means you lose some of the detail, and I don't want that. I want it, you know me, I'm a perfectionist. This has got to be bloody perfect. So now my dilemma is that I really want this tattoo. That is it. I want it done. I don't think it's going to be able to go on my wrist. The only thing I could do is have the wings maybe come up around here, and then I could maybe turn it into some sort of bracelet with my daughter's name on it or something. I could perhaps get a bit quirky and do that. But ideally, and the other thing was, the reason I wanted it on my wrist was so that I could look at it. It's for me. It's just to remind myself that when the shit happens, it will go again. And no matter what happens, I will find my way through it, because I always do. So what do we think? Too thin. I could have it here with the wings maybe, but then it would have to face that way, which was absolutely no good, because then I'm going to be looking at it upside down. So my only other option is perhaps up here, so I can still sort of see it. But again, my arms aren't the widest. So my dilemma now is that I've got a tattoo. I know exactly what I want. I just can't figure out where the hell to put it on my body, because I want to be able to see it. There's no good going on my leg or my stomach or something, because I don't want to sit and just have a look at the tattoo. I want to be able to see it as often as I want to see it. So what do we think? Has any of you got tattoos? And if so, advice please. Have you got small tattoos? Did they bleed? Anyway, yes, that's quite exciting. Something to look forward to. What else can I tell you? Nothing. I didn't have a massively good week at the market at all this week, but I did sell some stuff, so I got to make it. So that is what I am doing today. I've got some coasters to make. I've got, someone asked for me to put the mouse onto a placemat, so I've got to do that. What else? Yeah, just general more of the same. Placemats, coasters, Island Cow print. I've got to print off, all ready for Tuesday. Today is Sunday, so I've got a couple of days to do it. And yeah, so there's no pressure. But that is what I've got to do. And to be fair, it's pretty boring for you lot, because you've seen it all. You've seen it all before. So I might throw a bit of footage in here just to show you what's occurring. But it's nothing too exciting, I'm afraid. As for the Epson, I am no further forward. I did get so far as looking for an Epson sample packet of paper. And that was quite a hard thing to find. And I didn't find one. I just wanted a packet of paper, you know, like I did with the Marrett stuff. Just various different paper thicknesses from Epson. I couldn't find it, and then shit happened, and it was the last thing on my mind. So I apologise for the fact that I have not got the sample pack, and I haven't even tried it. We're no further forward on that, but you know, thanks again for the comments on those videos, and the people who are enjoying those videos, or it's helping them, or what have you. I'm glad of that. But I will obviously at some point still do a review with Epson papers. Right, I'm rambling now. I got given a couple of gifts at market. Look, someone gave me this, which was really sweet of them. They make these, but because of the shit thing that happened at the start of October, they gave me this. Just so that if I was feeling a bit, I don't know, down or whatever, I could just sit, it's a key ring thing. You could just sit and fiddle with the, in fact, that reminds me a little bit of the thing that used to go on my belly button. That's weird. But you just fiddle with it. Anyway, she gave me this, and I thought that was really, really sweet. Very, very kind. Honestly, it's the little things, isn't it? I didn't ask for it. She just came over and said, I'd like to give you this. And then one of the other market traders gave me this. And I love it. It's like a fidget ring. And she said to me, I want you to pick a ring because it will make you feel happy. And she gave me this. It was the only one that fitted my finger, in all honesty. Well, there was a couple of others, but they weren't right. So someone gave me this as well. And it's just the little tiny little acts of kindness like that, isn't it? It makes all the difference. All the difference in the world. Just shows that there are people out there that give a shit. Anyway, I've got to get on with some stuff. But I just wanted to pop on here and explain where I've been and why I haven't put a video up in a whole month. I was getting so good as well. I mean, what was the most you had to wait? 2 weeks maybe? And I've got loads of new subscribers, which is very exciting. I've got people that are subscribed and then nothing. But don't think it's because I had forgotten everybody out there and that my channel has stopped or anything like that. It was just a case that October was a shit month. I know other people that had a shit October, and apologies for the amount of times I've said my swearing has increased since October the 1st. I have sworn a lot. I gotta rein that back in a bit. But yeah, I do know other people that have had a really miserable October as well. So whether there's something going on up there in the old planets and universe and all that for all those people that say it was all in alignment, I don't know. Maybe it's just one great massive big test for everybody. But it's a test that we shall pass. So that's all good. Right, whatever. I'm gonna go and start making stuff. And yes, if I don't come back to this video, I will post a video again soon. I don't know what on. Maybe I'll do a market video because I genuinely love being at the market. I've met so many nice people and it is really good fun. And it's just, I love being there. In fact, on a Friday, I'm almost sad that I've got to wait 4 days to go back. So yeah, it's been really, really good and very good for me. And yeah. So in amongst all the doom and gloom, going back to my picture, in amongst all this doom and gloom down here, there is a lot to be grateful, not grateful. Well, there is a lot to be grateful, but there's a lot to look forward to. Who knows what is coming around the corner? Please let it be good. Right, let's get on with this. Let's get this done and see you if I don't come back later, which I probably won't, to be fair. I will see you in the next one. And until then, I hope you're all good. And apologies once again. And you take care. And just behave. And be nice to everyone. Everyone be nice to each other. All right, speak soon. Take care. Bye. One other exciting thing to tell you is that now I have got more time on my hands of an evening. I have been teaching, well, not teaching myself. I've been playing the guitar. Basically, a good old chunk of time ago. So Emily was about 4 or 5. So a good 15 or more years ago, someone showed me how to play the guitar. And they were showing me how to play the Streets of London, but in like a finger plucking type style, which is like, and I can't do it, but it's like, where you pluck the strings. Anyway, I can't do that. But because I got this time in my hand and I've always loved the guitar, I've started trying to play it myself and sing. I am not a singer. And to be fair, I'm not the best guitar player either because it is like learning from scratch. But I've been doing it and I'm absolutely loving it. And so, you know, I thought I'd show you, because why the devil not? Why not show you what I'm doing and what I'm up to? And I will sing for you, and I'm not good. I've put that out there. I will not be appearing on The Bloody Voice or The X Factor anytime soon, for sure. But I will play it for you. And then, you know, I'm holding myself accountable because hopefully I can only get better from this day forth. So here we go. And I'm going to hit dud notes. And I'm going to get mistakes and all that jazz because I literally am just learning. So bear with, and apologies for all of that. This is it. So this is the streets of London. I've got to put my glasses on so I can see what I'm playing. Right. I've never done it sat in a chair before, so I don't even know if this is going to work. Anyway, here we go. The guitar is literally slipping off my leg. Have you seen the old man in the closed down market, picking up the paper with his worn out shoes? In his eyes you see no pride, his hand held loosely by his side. Yesterday's paper telling yesterday's news. So how can you tell me that you are lonely, and say for you that the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something to make you change your mind. Have you seen the old girl who walks the streets of London? Dirt in her hair and her clothes they're in rags. She's no time for talking, she just keeps right on walking, carrying her home in two carrier bags. How can you tell me that you are lonely, and say for you that the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something to make you change your mind. Scroll up. In the all-night cafe at 11:15, same old man sitting there on his own, looking at the world over the rim of his teacup. Each tea lasts an hour and he wanders home alone. How can you tell me that you are lonely, and say for you that the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something to make you change your mind. Have you seen the old man outside the seaman's mission? Memory fading with the metal ribbons that he wears. In our winter city, the rain cries a little pity for one forgotten hero and a world that doesn't care. How can you tell me that you are lonely, and say for you that the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something to make you change your mind. Voila! So that's what I'm doing of an evening. Probably should be printing things and making things, but no. I've been learning to play the guitar. So yeah, something new and exciting for you. Anyway, over and out.